Welcome to More Fanime. What's up, everybody? How are you doing? Today, I'm going to be reviewing chapter 1087 of the One Piece manga, which just dropped today. Fans have translated it early, and I am very excited to deep dive into this chapter with y'all, because it was fantastic, to say the least. Oda is not messing around now that he's back from his successful eye surgery. I have a feeling we're going to get possibly maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 chapters in a row without a break. Let's hope. Let's fingers cross it. Let's let Oda just work and kick ass like he do. I am so stoked. I was thinking about this today. Would you guys be okay if Oda decided to release chapters all at once at the end of the month, like once a month, like kind of how like Dragon Ball Super does it? I think Boruto does that. I'm not sure, but they release it once a month, but it's a bulkier chapter. That'd be kind of interesting because you'd get the equivalent of 3 chapters in one, but you'd have to wait a month to get a taste of some new content, which I don't know how I can do that, because I swear these chapters end so quickly. Before I know it, I'm at the end and I'm like, I need more. Oda's always ending his chapters in places where I'm like, wait, don't stop. I can't even predict what I think's going to happen in the next chapter, because Egghead Island has been all over the frickin' place. This chapter we're back with Garp and Aokiji, but Oda's also telling stories with Law. Well, I guess his is kind of done, but we got to see what happened after he got his ace kicked and his crew slaughtered, essentially. Him and Beppo are on the run. We got Kid possibly dead. We've got Big Mom and Kaido also possibly dead. We've got Pudding on a ship or locked up somewhere. We've got the Cross Guild just being awesome somewhere, doing something cool. We've got so much. Weevil, he was captured, probably taken to Impel Down. We got Doflamingo, probably going to come back into the series anytime now. The admirals that aren't being used right now, some of them are on their way. Kizaru is on his way with Saturn to Egghead Island. Fujitora could be executed for turning on the world government by helping the slaves escape. I don't know, why wouldn't he be? He basically betrayed them. And if they have proof of that, he should probably be executed. Sadly enough. We've got Emu and the Gorosei. There's so many plot threads that we can jump to right now because of the greatness of Oda's world building, that it's so hard to predict what's next, and I love it, because it's hard to get a preconceived notion of what's going to happen in the next chapter, because it could be one of a dozen different plot lines that are eventually going to converge. But it's just crazy. It is freaking crazy. I love One Piece so much, and I'm so happy it's back. It was a dark month of waiting for this content. I hope it never ends. Chapter 1087. We are not jumping back to Egghead Island. A really bold move by Oda, not going directly back to the Straw Hats after being a month off. And then before that, multiple chapters without seeing them in Egghead Island. We've been off about seeing what the rest of the world is up to, and I love it. I love it. I love that he's got the balls to just keep on going with the story in the way that he believes it should come out, and I think that's dope. The cover is Ace Boy. He is on this little reader request. Ace heating up the bath water of a Capara, I can't say it. I can't say the word, some kind of animal. Yeah, it's cool to see Ace once again. If someone comment down below, let me know the last time Ace was in the One Piece manga proper. Since his execution? Has he been in another cover story before? That's something I'd be interested, a factoid I would be interested in knowing, because, it's been a while since we saw Ace. I guess, never mind. There was the Yamato flashback with Ace, and I guess that kind of covered that. But, maybe in a damn it. That was a stupid question. Yes, the Yamato flashback. All right. The chapter starts with this strange way of explaining how, essentially, what Aokiji, Kuzan, and Garp did while they were training, and how they bonded as a student-teacher relationship. We're getting this like quick little backstory about them punching ships. So the opening panels, we see some damaged old warships that have been punched pretty badly. And, you know, those warships are reinforced, I believe, with Seastone Prison, I think. Which is pretty crazy that they were going to beat it in that hard. I could be wrong. It might be like lower or somewhere else on the ship has the sea stone built into the ship. That could just be a false fact. But if it is, it's one of the hardest substances in the series, and that would be impressive. It's already impressive that they've put these giant craters into these warships. And we get explained that they did it without hockey or devil fruits. So that's some skill. But we see Full Body and Django. I still can't believe that in this story, with so many other characters and stuff, we're still seeing characters like Full Body and Django continuing their journey in the Marines. They're like the anti-Hel Nepo and Kobe. Like, we don't really care what they end up doing. It's nice that they're still involved, and grunts for the Marines. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe down the line, Usopp will beat the crap out of Django, and Sanji will kick the crap out of Full Body one more time, and that'll probably be the end of their story canonically. Or maybe they'll retire happy and both marry Hina. It is weird that Hina isn't here in this front page. It's some other Marine I don't recognize. I think he had something to do with some chapters when they were talking about... when the Marines were talking about bounties, and they were also talking about all the bounties of the Emperors and Whitebeard and Goldie Roger. I think they did that, something like that. But either way, I think it should be Hina. I think so. I do. I think that she is kind of a connected leader of Django and Full Body. I don't know why you have this guy doing this crazy explanation of this battlefield. Honestly, this whole page to me wasn't necessary. It's fine. It doesn't. They still tell the story in the manga. This is kind of spoon feeding you like, this is what they did. Here's the damage, and for some reason, both ships are still here for storytelling reasons. But from there, we jump right into the action. Yeah, we see what's his damn face? Not Jaguar. He's San Juan Wolf being thrown into the ocean, punched into the ocean by our boy Garp. Garp is a tough SOB. Remember, San Juan Wolf has the power of the giant fruit, so he can grow at like 3, 4, 5 times the size of a normal giant, maybe even bigger. Remember how freaking big he was at Marineford? This guy just gets whacked and goes into the ocean. His devil fruit probably wears off and he turns back into a regular giant. But this dude's huge. The fact that Garp can not only punch this guy, but punch him away. He should just start punching. If he can punch someone that big, that far, and into the ocean, he just needs to go up to the biggest threats and just knock them into the ocean, just like that. I mean, Aokiji would probably freeze the water before he hit, but that'd be sick. Just punch. Then you see Vasco Shot coming in with his alcohol abilities, drinking a big old gourd of alcohol, shooting fireballs. I swear so many characters have fire-based abilities. There's like one on each crew. Vasco Shot, I really like Vasco Shot's design. It's kind of unique, so I really hope he gets a big moment in the story at some point. I feel like the Blackbeard Pirates really need this win here. I do. Like, I don't want to see Garp killed here. I don't think Garp's gonna die without Luffy being present. He's the main character, and I know Kobe has a deep bond with him right now. I would say Luffy has a just as equal amount of a bond, and I think we would like to see his sadness when his grandpa goes bye-bye. I personally would. I mean, I'd be fine with Garp surviving throughout the entire series and making it to the end and having a happy retirement. All the old people from his generation have been killed. And I think Garp, after all the good he has done, and as a free man, a badass that he is, deserves a rice cracker retirement with his best bud, Sengoku. But we will have to wait and see. So yeah, Vasco shoots some fireballs, but Garp grabs some pirate ruffians, puts them together, and just blocks each fireball with their bodies, and then starts throwing their lit on fire bodies at the other pirates. That's how Garp fights. Garp doesn't give a shit. He will use his environment to assist him in a battle, which I love. He is just a tough 70-year-old man, just kicking ass. I after reading this chapter, I'm thinking that Garp is somewhere around the same strength level as a admiral, for sure, but above an admiral, because it's taking more than Aokiji to fight him. It's taking the entire Blackbeard crew plus some ruffians to keep him at bay, to even get the advantage over Garp. So, yeah, Garp's strong. I would be remiss to not think that Garp possibly reaches levels of Kaido, especially when he was younger. But right now, maybe he's just below Kaido. Like, I think he would give Luffy a Kaido-level threat of a fight. That's how strong I think Garp could be. Maybe just right below. I think he could at least survive a fight with Kaido and threaten his life. That I don't know why he hasn't done that in the past. Like, just gone up to an emperor and took him out, baby. But yeah, he's throwing fireballs. You see the giant head of Pizarro, Alvo Pizarro using the island fruit, my least favorite fruit that has been given to the Blackbeard pirates. That and the strong fruit that Jesus Burgess got. They're just lame. I don't know. I'm just over the whole island. Like, Pika did it. It was fine. I just don't want to see a repeat. I'm sure he'll do it better than Pika did, but I feel like he could have had his own fruit that fit his personality. He kind of looked like he had his own fruit to begin with, the horns and all that stuff. Maybe he's from the same race as Kaido, I'm not sure. But he's in there talking with the giant skull. We have just Garp kicking ass. The pirates are scared, like, holy shit, that's Garp. It's like when Whitebeard showed up at Marineford and was like, it's Whitebeard, the legend. But Garp is like just a marine legend. Pirates fear his name, just like Marines fear the name of an emperor like Whitebeard. And Garp's just, you know, he's somebody they read about in textbooks, probably in school, if their island has a school that has manipulated historical text force-fed to them by the teachers, probably given to the information given to them by the world government to breed new children to be their soldiers. It's pretty dark. Then you can't let me leave, and then Aokiji comes out like a badass, and he's like, I'm getting out of this blue hole that you punched me into last time. You remember Aokiji got whacked into the earth, and I just like to imagine that Garp's been kicking ass, and Aokiji's been climbing up this hole, or he woke up and used his ice powers and shot himself up, and he's like, I'm not done, old man. I'm Aokiji, the former admiral, now Blackbeard Titanic captain. I can't let you leave, Garp. And Garp's like, I can't believe you're up again, Aokiji. Just stay down, you damn idiot. So yeah, that's going down, and we see that Garp is there with 3 other Marines that decided to stay back with them as Tashigi and Hina and all of them try to escape with the other prisoners. I'm curious, is Perona and Gecko Moria with them? Did they escape on another ship? Where are they right now? Those are the questions I want answered, Oda. Where is Perona? We have Hell Nepo, our boy, still here after all these years. One of Luffy's first victories over a villain was over Hell Nepo. Top, 2, I believe, main villains. Kicking ass with his blades of glory. And then you have Prince Groose, who's there just going, hey Garp, I'm cool, right, man? Like just like Kobe, I'm cool like him. Like, I'm the future of the Marines. Garp's just like, oh my god, these fucking kids. I need to get off this island. I want my rice crackers now. And then you got our boy, the hero, Kobe. And they're there just chilling. So they get a message from the main squad, and they're like, hey, we got all the peoples. We got all the slaves that we could find. We got all the innocent people on the ship. We are ready to go. We are thawing out Kobe's girlfriend right now, and she's waking up and she feels like real bad that she got frozen and whatnot, but it's not her fault, really. I mean, Aokiji's tough as nails, as shown in this chapter. Garp's like, all right, boys, we got Kobe, we gotta go, but Aokiji's just not gonna let him go. Kuzan's like, nope, I will get in trouble with my boss. So before they could leave, Garp's just like, let's just go, just run, run. We'll all just get the hell out of here. They won't chase us too far. We're good. Kobe's an idiot in this chapter. He sees a lady screaming for help, and he's like, oh no, another civilian. I'm so glad we hadn't left yet. I'll save you. And he jumps over there, and he's like, don't worry, ma'am. And he gets essentially tricked by pirates. Duh. Kobe, get out of there. You've done enough good. You could have escaped on your own, probably without help. And now, because of your good nature, you put Garp, your mentor, and all these Marines that are a part of Sword and more and beyond with Shigi and whatnot in danger. Kobe goes to try and help her, and out of nowhere, Shiryu of the Mist, is that his moniker, or the murder man from Impel Down, shows up with his clear fruit invisible abilities, and he comes in for a thrust of his mighty blade. What is Shiryu's sword's name? Is it got some relevance? Like, is it badass? I'm not sure. I've not done no research on his sword. I don't think he's talked a whole lot in this series. I think Shiryu, out of all these Blackbeard pirates, needs a big win, and I think stabbing Garp, the beast, the fist, is a damn good medal to put on your coat. Be like, I stabbed Garp. He's the face of the army. Marines, Navy. So Kobe's like, I'm so mad at myself, Garp. I got you stabbed. And Garp's like, he was coming after me the whole time. Don't get so conceited. Kobe, don't act like that. It was always gonna come after me, boy. So Garp grabs this dude, Shiryu, who just stabbed him, and he's smiling. Shiryu's just like, I got you, old man. It's time to teach you a lesson. Garp hits him with his fist, and I'm thinking Shiryu's out with that. Oh, there goes my light. I think Shiryu is done. I think he's done ski. That punch should be enough to take him out. If it is, though, it does kind of seem disappointing if Shiryu's going to end up being Zoro's opponent when they take on the Blackbeard pirates as the swordsman. I have a prediction that it could end up being Sanji. We get to see Sanji fight a great swordsman. I like the idea. But either way, we need him to be strong here. So this punch, you'd hope he gets back up and gets back into the fight. Maybe even delivers the finishing blow. Maybe. So he punches Garp into oblivion. We see a bunch of pirates talking about how Garp has a 3 billion berry bounty as given to him by the Cross Guild. Whoa. Which I believe is the same as Luffy's, which is kind of cool. Like grandpa, like grandson. Pretty dope. They're worth the same, which tells me that maybe Luffy in his Gear 5th form is at Garp's level. Love to see that battle. Like a real all-out battle. But it's not necessary. They're family. I just want Garp to get out of here. So Garp, we see a little flashback, as mentioned earlier in this video, where Aokiji is begging Garp, like, hey, younger Garp, I'm early young Aokiji. I just joined the Navy, and I've been training with Zephyr from Film Z, if that ends up being somewhat more canon than it actually is. And I've learned all I could from him, but old man, I want to learn from you. I want to get to that next level. And Garp's like, get away from me, kid. Don't take my freedom away. I'm here to punch battleships. and Aokiji's like, okay, I'm going to do the same. And he just starts punching battleships with him, not really doing anything, not making a dent, really hurting his knuckles probably. And Garp is like, don't you dare use no hockey, son. If you use hockey, it's cheating. It's not even training. And even Aokiji at this, in his youth, didn't know how to use hockey yet. And Garp's like, oh, well, That's actually pretty easy. I assume Garp's like, well, maybe I can teach this kid a thing or two. He wants to learn some hockey, maybe some punches. And they punch these things, and eventually they're punching at the same ability. So we're telling me right now, without hockey, Aokiji can essentially punch nearly as strong as Garp the Fist because he trained with Garp. He's punching this fucking chip. I would say he's about right there. He's punching it with a young, powerful Garp. So if Aokiji hasn't lost any of his skill, he should be able to at least go toe-to-toe, if not take out Garp at this point, especially since he has a Whitebeard style stab wound through the abdomen. I am losing my mind. I'm really worried that Garp's gonna die, because I think we're going to do a whole Jiraiya from Naruto moment. I'm hoping that he doesn't do that. I'm hoping he knows it's kind of happened a lot in Shonen, especially with the older Shonen from my generation. And I want Garp to make it out of here, or at least die protecting his grandson, or something like that. But he's gonna die here protecting the future of the Marines, Kobe, which needs to get his shit together, by the way. We see an amazing shot of Garp and Kuzan doing a double punch to the face, very reminiscent of, reminds me of Rocky 3, or whatever, the one where they punch each other at the end and it all freezes into like a painting. I think it's Rocky 3 at the end with Rocky and Creed, Apollo Creed. So yeah, then these punches are happening. They both get blown away. Then now Pizarro, the last remaining Blackbeard pirate that we know of that's on the island, who is the island, goes, you know what? Forget this. You think that those people you saved are getting away, and he just creates a giant island arm, and he's like, I'm gonna crush them. And then he creates another giant island arm, and he's gonna crush Garp, who's currently on his back. We have been taught that being on your back is a sign of weakness, and Garp has been knocked down, punched out, and he's bleeding, and he's just like, God, I do not feel good. Why did I teach that kid how to throw a right hook? Am I right? And Kobe's like, please don't do this. Don't kill the innocent people. And Garp's like, don't lose hope. Kobe, we need to believe that justice will prevail. End of chapter, and I'm just sitting here going, why, Oda? Why couldn't you have at least wrapped up this battle? Next week, we might find out the fate of Garp and Kobe, but next week we could go back to Egghead Island. My prediction is we don't go back to Egghead Island until chapter 1100, but we will see. I have a feeling we're going to wrap up some other storylines before we get to the main meat and potatoes. We're going to have our dessert early, folks, and seeing Garp possibly die. Ooh, I actually wrote down, while I was reading this chapter, I wrote down some theories that I believe could happen from the Garp Kobe storyline right here. So, if we're assuming the next chapter involves the end of this little story thread of Aokiji, or really Garp versus the Blackbeard pirates, most of them. First idea, Kobe steps up and shows us why he's a hero, why he's looked at so highly by Garp and everybody else that just seems to think he's great. Kobe said, he goes Super Saiyan 2. And saves everybody. He shows us this next level that he either unlocks right then and right there, or has had it this entire time and is such a pacifist he doesn't bust it out until a life-threatening event occurs. And so Kobe's willing to sacrifice his life, but when he sees all these innocent people in danger, he loses it and unleashes something. I had another idea. I'm thinking if Kobe's dream is to become an admiral someday, and if by the end of the series he is an admiral of sorts, maybe he gets a Logia Devil Fruit. Yeah. Or Devil Fruit in general. He needs something, because right now, if I had to rate his power, I would say he's probably around Brook. If you're going to use the Straw Hats as a way to rank ability, I would say he's probably capable of taking down a character like Brook in a one-on-one fight. That's my thought. But if you give Kobe, or show us some hockey abilities, but if you give him a devil fruit, we haven't really seen a character that's been around for a long time, a character so close to the Straw Hats, gain a devil fruit ability in a long, long, long time. I mean, Alvida did it. It's rare, so rare, that we actually even see devil fruits in the series. It would be so interesting if Kobe just found a devil fruit nearby in the wreckage, or on an island, or on his way, or something. He finds a devil fruit and gets in a power, and I suggest a Logia devil fruit so he can fit with the Logia style that most of the admirals have. Could you imagine if Kobe found the snow fruit that Monet used to have? Woo! It would also kind of reference Aokiji as the former admiral who had the ice fruit. So, yeah, I'm here for it. What do you guys say? Comment down below if you like the idea of Kobe getting the snow fruit and up in his game after the death of his mentor Garp. So that was my first idea. Kobe steps up and takes out a Blackbeard member and saves the day and gets everybody off the island. 1. 2, outside interference. Maybe Garp has a ace in the hole, somebody who hasn't appeared yet that's on the ship or on the island waiting to appear for the perfect moment. And my choices for that would be Drake, ex-Drake, who we haven't seen since Wano. Maybe he heard word that this whole excursion was gonna happen, and he was just waiting in the wind, and ex-Drake shows up, saves Garp, saves Kobe, shows us why he's just such a badass. We didn't get to see him do too many crazy badassery things after he turned on Kaido and whatnot, so it would be kind of cool. What if Drake, a member of the worst generation, a character that could die here, Garp, who doesn't, there's nobody for Drake to mourn, or someone to mourn him, I guess, other than the Marines. He comes in, sacrifices his life, saves Garp and Kobe. Possibility. Very unlikely. Moria and Perona, I mentioned them earlier. They could interfere using his shadow fruit. He can do some damage. He can at least hold some people off, I'm sure. If not him, Perona, her ability is broken, and she can probably take out a majority of the pirates fighting them. The ones who don't have a good, strong will or strong hockey to break out of her negative ghost ability could be just what they need to escape. I would be stoked, but I don't know why Perona and Moria would want, maybe it was their only way off the island, and then they'd let them go from there, and they go join the Cross Guild, and that's how they drop them off at Cross Guild headquarters. That'd be hilarious. Other 2 options are Marines. I would basically have 2 Marines in mind that could also be on the ship. Tashigi's there, for sure, so maybe she can get her ass off the ship and help out. Other than her, Smoker, we haven't seen in a hot minute. We know he was injured back at Punk Hazard, but maybe he's got fixed up. We don't know. He shows up stronger than ever. Maybe Smoker finally gets a win and gets to show off a little bit. Finally gets to do something important in the series. He hasn't really done much but just idolize the Straw Hats and try to catch, Team Rocket, essentially. Smoker and Tashigi show up and go, no, we're gonna fight. That would be cool. I'd be down for that. Or Bogart, Garp's right-hand man, the guy who helped train Kobe and Hilnepo. That would be cool, too. Maybe Hilnepo makes the ultimate sacrifice? I don't know. Those are my theories there on come on. Who else could interfere? The other option, Fujitora, but I really don't know if he'd be anywhere nearby. Sengoku was, talking about, where's Garp at? And they find out. And then the lady with the wash fruit, the laundry devil fruit ability, that lady could go too. Susuryu, that'd be dope. And then we have 2 powerful old people joining they'll call themselves the old folks home. Yeah, the crew. They come in, take out these youngsters, take out the Blackbeard pirates before Blackbeard even comes home. And he's like, what the fudge? 3, Garp uses his secret full power. So maybe this whole time Garp's been holding back to train, and we haven't even seen the peak of what he's got going on. I doubt this. Or he gets captured while everybody else escapes, possibly offers himself up as a prisoner, and says, if you let my crew, including Kobe, let them go, this is a good deal. He talks to Aokiji. He's like, come on, you don't want to kill me, right? I don't want you to kill me. I don't want to kill you right now because I'm at a disadvantage. So Garp's talking to Aokiji. He stops the giant fist that's about to come squash them. And he's like, hold on. Listen now. Listen. Garp's like, I'm not the smartest guy. But you guys had Kobe here as a bargaining chip, correct? Right. So what if he had me? What if he had Garp? You take me, prisoner, and I will come calmly, and I will not break this bond here. I will not cheat. I will just lock me up. I will not move until someone else comes and saves me or removes me from your custody. I will not fight back. Take me, Garp, a guy you could trade for almost anything from the world government, probably. Take me. You want to make a name for yourselves? Take me. Aokiji thinks about it. The rest of the Blackbeard pirates think about it, and Shiryu's even like, he gets up, he's coughing up blood, and he's like, yeah, you can have all the riffraff. You're worth more than all those lives. They let them go. They're gonna let them go because Garp will fight back otherwise. Garp sticks to his word and becomes a prisoner of the Blackbeard pirates on purpose. He's like, I'm old. I'm going to die soon anyway, probably. Next 10, 15, 20 years max. Take me. Garp gets taken. Kobe reluctantly gets taken away with the rest of the Marines and Sword. They are told not to come and save him or something. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the thing. Or they have to leave. Or if they try to come and save them, then they will be free game. Yeah, maybe Garp says that. If they come back, you can kill them. But for right now, you let everybody go but me. They take the deal. They take Garp. Blackbeard shows up after beating Law, and he's like, ha ha ha, what the hell happened to my island? And then they go, don't worry, boss. Aokiji, everyone's trying to take credit for it, and they're like, look who we got. And they got Garp in chains. He's sitting there all beat up, not even lifting a finger to protect himself. He's getting punched and kicked by a bunch of pirates. And ha ha ha, he will laugh his night away. And my prediction is maybe Blackbeard uses Garp and sets up another execution-style Marineford moment, but instead of at Marineford, he does it at Hachinoshu, the pirate island. They set it up. They can make the island look like a giant scaffolding, just like Marineford. Put Garp up there, take his picture, put it all in the news, contact the news, Big News Morgan. They put in the news the execution of Garp being held live by the Blackbeard pirates, and they film it with a video snail, and we have it live, and maybe in 48 hours, or there's a time limit, and like, we're gonna kill Garp unless you make me a king and you make my island part of the world government and a part of the reverie and all that fun shit. Just another ploy to get closer to the celestial dragons to take the throne of the whole world. But that's what he'd want. He'd want power, maybe money. He'd probably want the reward on Garp's head as well. And the Marines might go, he's kind of old. He's not really much of a use to us. He's just sitting around eating crackers. So maybe a Kanu's like, no, we don't deal with demands like yours. And but then everybody who loves Garp come together. Marines and pirates alike. We see Kobe get stronger, get a devil fruit ability, train up. Him gathering all the Sword members, including X-Drake and Groose and Hilnepo. An army of Marines that respect Garp, disobey orders. And they go rogue, and they assault the pirate island. Just like Marineford, except this time the Marines are fighting alongside the pirates that take down Blackbeard, who's got Garp there, and he's about to behead the guy, or just kill him. So yeah, that's a prediction. We have a Marineford style. We have the Straw Hats show up, but this time he's got his entire crew in tow. He's like, I'm not going to let you die, Grandpa. Then Luffy goes in there with Kobe's help, and this is Kobe's epic. Maybe Kobe's the one who saves Garp, and that's his big moment for the series. Luffy takes out Blackbeard. It'll be great. It'll be a great war. I don't want to get too deep into that theory, but that's my theory there. Or next week we jump to another thread, Cross Guild, Egghead Island, Kuma, Bonnie, Law, Kid, maybe Blackbeard's location. That's it. That's all I got. That's what I'm thinking we could happen. Garp gets taken, or Garp gets murdered right here, right now. If they have the balls to do that maneuver to kill Garp outside of Luffy's vision, or him being there to cry over his dead buddy, I mean, he'll learn about it. Maybe Luffy will be like, Grandpa, he did like to fight a lot. This makes sense. And just keep moving on. No! Luffy will have a blood vengeance. And he'll come for Aokiji. He'll come for Shiryu and Blackbeard. He will come for them. That's my thing. Blackbeard would have to be the one to kill him, because then Luffy has a reason to go take out Blackbeard, like a bigger reason. Blackbeard needs to show up out of nowhere and take out Garp right before he's about to escape. That's all I got for you, folks. This chapter was fan-freaking-tastic. Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on chapter 1087. What do you think is going to happen in next week's chapter? What's going to happen to Garp? Will he live? Will he die? Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you later.